Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to 75 Years Later, Lessons from an Atomic Bomb Survivor. My name is Jamie Besantz. I'm an Education and Visitor Experience Interpreter at Soldiers Memorial Military Museum in St. Louis. So safety is a top priority right now, so almost all of our programming is virtual, but the Soldiers Memorial and Missouri History Museum are open Wednesday through Sunday with some safety precautions in place, and we'd love it if you felt safe if you came down. So advanced reservations are required to visit any of our locations, but you can visit mohistory.org to plan your visit and reserve free tickets. This presentation was put together in collaboration with Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, so thanks to them. I also want to thank the Missouri Historical Society members. I've put a link in the chat where you can follow the link if you're interested in supporting us. That's mohistory.org/support. And then I have just a few logistical notes before the presentation begins. This will be a roughly 30 or 40-minute presentation followed by 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A. You can submit your questions through the Q&A button on your toolbar. I think chat has been disabled, so please use the Q&A function because I probably won't be able to see your question anywhere else. The presentation is being recorded, so if you want to see it again or share it with anyone, it should be posted to the Missouri Historical Society YouTube channel along with the rest of our St. Louis History live programming. So with that, I'd like to hand it off to Ms. Kono, our speaker for the evening. Ms. Kono, please.
Hello everyone. My name is Kiyomi Kohono. I am 89 years old. Nice to meet you. 私は今日皆様にお会いするのを大変楽しみにしておりました。
I have been waiting for seeing you for a long time.
招かれたとき、大学に招かれたとき、一日だけセントルイスに行きました。
When I was invited to talk by the University of Central Missouri in 2010, I had a chance to visit St. Louis.
印象深かったのはゲートウェイアーチ、街のシンボルでした。ピンクの噴水や博物館や裁判所の建物も思い出しました。
I still remember the town's symbol, the brilliant gateway arch. It was very impressive. I also remember the pink fountain, the Museum of Westward Expansion, and old courthouse.
とりわけ雄大なミシシッピ川の流れにはトム・ソーヤがいかだに乗って冒険している姿を幻が浮かびました。
Above all, the magnificent Mississippi River. I even had an illusion of Tom Sawyer riding on a raft down the river.
いろいろと思い出し懐かしいございます。
Now I remember one after another and I miss them all.
今年はコロナウイルスのパンデミックにより世界中が大変なことになりました。
This year, however, we all are in a very difficult situation due to coronavirus
ワク
pandemic.
チンや治療薬が早く開発されることを強く願っています。それまでみんなで我慢しなくてはいけませんね。
I just hope the vaccines and the treatment drugs will be successfully developed as soon as possible. Until then, however, let's do our best together.
では今から75年前、広島に原子爆弾が投下された時のお話を聞いていただきます。1945年8月6日午前8時15分、広島に人類最初の原子爆弾が投下されました。
Then let me talk about the story 75 years ago when the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. It was August 6, 1945, 8:15 a.m., when the first atomic bomb ever in human history was dropped on here, Hiroshima, by the United States.
爆弾は広島市のほぼ中心にあります相生橋を目標に約1万メートル上空から投下され、 地上600メートルで炸裂しました。
The bomb fell away from the B-29 about 10,000 meters above the targeted Aioi Bridge and exploded 600 meters above the target.
これは広島市の被爆地図です。爆心地から半径2キロの地域は爆弾投下によって建物も人もすべて焼き尽くされました。
This shows the damages of the city of Hiroshima. Within a 2-kilometer radius, human beings and the buildings are all burned down.
私が生まれた頃、日本は今の中国と戦争を始めました。そして小学校の5年生になった時、アメリカの真珠湾を攻撃して、アメリカやイギリス、フランスなど連合国とも戦争が始まりました。
When I was born, Japan just started of Japan-Sino War. When I became the 5th grader, Japan started a war with the Allied forces of America, the Britain, and France by attacking Pearl Harbor.
私が生まれた頃、日本はずっと戦争していました。原子爆弾が落とされた時、私は14歳でした。爆心地から30キロ北側に田舎に住んでおりました。
In my childhood, war was always there. When the atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima, I was 14 years old. I lived in the countryside, 30 kilometers away from the hypocenter.
この写真は当時の家族の写真です。
Please see this picture.
左から両親、祖母、弟、丸枠は東南アジアに戦争に行っていた姉です。私の両側におります澄子と緑という姉が原子爆弾が落ちたときに広島に住んでいたんです。
The pink letter, Kiyomi, is me and my family. From the left, my parents, my younger brother, and my grandma. The circled one is my elder brother. He was dispatched to the Southeast Asia as a soldier. Two of my elder sisters beside me were living in Hiroshima City when the bomb was dropped.
翌日、私と母は広島の町を姉を探して歩きました。その時見た恐ろしい光景はいくら年をとっても忘れることができませんでした。
Next day, on August 7th, my mother and I went to Hiroshima City to search for my two sisters and walked around the city. The horrible scenery I saw is really unforgettable for me until today.
私が70歳になった時、原爆の絵の募集がありました。
When I became 70 years old, a local broadcasting station had a call for a bomb drawing by survivors.
私は緑という姉の勤めていた病院を探しに行った時、病院に行った時、花壇の上に少年の死体が山積みにされていたことを思い出してショックを受けたので、それを書こうと思いました。
Then I remembered that I was shocked by the bodies of the boys who were piled up like a timber on the flower bed of the hospital where the second eldest sister Midori working as a nurse.
絵を描いたことがないので大変難しかったけれども、一生懸命このような絵を描きました。
So I wanted to leave the scene as a drawing, but it was very hard because I have never drawn a picture, but I did my best.
この絵がモニュメントになって病院に置かれました。
Eventually, however, the painting became a monument and was placed at the hospital.
それがきっかけとなって私はまた一冊の絵本を描きました。今日はこれを使ってお話しします。
This led to create a picture book about that day with the title I Will Never Forget. And today I would like to talk using this picture book.
では、その頃のことを思い出し、振り返りたいと思います。
I would like to look back on those days.
戦争が激しくなり、元気な男の人はみんな兵隊に取られ、工場や農村でも人手が足りなくなりました。
The war situation had become worse day by day, and all healthy men were drafted. So in factories, in farmlands, there were few young people to engage those works.
国は法律を作り、中学生からも勉強をやめて大人の作業をするように命令しました。
Then the central government had launched the new law and ordered middle school students stop studying and help adults.
広島市では3年生以上は家から遠い軍需工場に働きに行きました。残った1年生と2年生8200人は建物疎開に動員されました。
In Hiroshima, the ninth graders aged 15 and above were mobilized to make weapons in far away factories. And remaining totally 8,200 of 7th and 8th graders aged 13 and 14 were mobilized to building demolition work.
建物疎開というのは空襲に備えてたくさんの家を壊して広い空き地を作ります。そのために12、3歳から14、15歳の少年少女は暑い夏の日、一生懸命たくさんの家を壊して8300人のうち6200人の子どもたちが亡くなりました。
Building demolition means destroying houses, a lot of houses and buildings, to make a vacant lot and creating a fire break in preparation for air raids. In that morning, boys and girls between age 12 and 15 were working outdoors in the summer heat. Then more than 6,200 out of 8,200 were killed by the atomic bomb.
私の学校にはたくさんミシンが運ばれてきて兵隊の服を縫いました。
In previous years, a lot of sewing machines were brought to my school, and our school became a factory for soldiers' uniform.
ペンを待つことはありません。毎朝、なぎなたや竹槍の稽古をしました。
Instead of holding a pen, every morning we practiced a Japanese halberd and a bamboo spear.
先生が言いました。もうすぐ敵兵が本土へ上陸してきます。上陸してきたら皆さんはこの竹槍で戦うんですとおっしゃいました。
My teacher said, everyone, when the enemy comes ashore, we will fight with this. So let's practice hard.
今考えるとナンセンスだったと思います。拳銃に竹の棒切れの少女が戦うことはできないのに。
Now I know it was totally nonsense. A girl cannot fight with a bamboo stick against bullets.
8月6日、原爆の落ちた日のお話をいたします。私は学校を休んでおりました。両親は早く飛行場を作ると遠くの山の方へ夜明けに出てきました。私は家に3歳の澄子の子供が疎開していたので、その子の世話をするために学校を休んでいたのです。
Let me talk about on that day. In the early morning of August 6th, my parents went to work to build an airfield. And I was absent from school because I had to take care of my 3-year-old nephew who had been evacuated from the central Hiroshima city.
朝ごはんを食べさせようと思った時です。静かな田舎の朝です。突然、ものすごい爆発がドカーン！もう家に爆弾が落ちたと思いました。慌てて外へ飛び出しました。
When I was trying to give him breakfast in a very quiet setting, suddenly I heard a terrible sound of explosion like dog-gun, and we were surprised and get out.
でも家の周りは何事も起きておりません。しばらく経っていると山の向こうからムクムクと大きな煙が立ち上がるのを見ましたが、何が起きたのか分かりませんでした。
But it seemed nothing happened around my house. Being wondered and standing in a garden, I saw a big cloud rising over the mountain. I didn't understand what happened over there.
家の前を鉄道が通っていました。蒸気機関車が1時間に1本ぐらい走っていたんですが、その日は朝から汽車が動きませんでした。
There was a railroad running in front of my house. Usually, one train per hour running. But on that day, no train ran from the morning.
夕方近く走り出した汽車から、広島からたくさんの怪我をした人を運んで田舎の駅に着きました。
In the evening, a train arrived at the village station carrying many injured people from Hiroshima.
そして広島には大きな爆弾が落ちて一発で広島は全滅し、人が皆死んだという話が伝わってきました。
They told us that a large bomb dropped on the city, and that single bomb had totally wiped out the big city of Hiroshima.
翌日、私と母親は姉を探して一番の汽車に乗りました。市内に向かいましたが、広島駅が爆破されているので、途中の矢賀という駅に降りました。
Next day, my mother and I got on the first train and headed for Hiroshima City in search of my sisters. Because Hiroshima Station was destroyed, we were told to get off at Yaga Station on the way.
矢賀駅に降りた途端です。ものすごい悪臭が漂っていて、目や鼻を刺すようでした。そしてしばらくしてびっくりしました。昨日までそこにたくさんあった広島の街がきれいに消えて何にもなくなってるんです。
As soon as we
焼
got
け野
off,
原の向こうに似の島が鮮やかな緑色だったことだけ記憶に残っています。すみません。
as soon as we got off the train at Yaga Station, we were struck by the awful stench. It stung our eyes and nose, and we looked like suffocating. When I finally opened my eyes, I was shocked. The city of Hiroshima that had existed there until yesterday had completely disappeared. Only vast burned fields were there. I was impressed by the vivid green of color of Ninoshima Island, which we couldn't usually see beyond the burnt field.
この写真が被爆直後の私が見た広島の光景です。
This photo shows
丸の
Hiroshima
中が似の島です。
that I saw on that day, and the circled the island is the green, vividly green. I remember that Ninoshima Island.
私たちは今度は畑の中の道を町へ向かいます。私たちが広島に向かう反対側には被爆して大怪我をした人がたくさん行列が続いておりました。
Then we walked into the city along a road in a farmland. On the other side of the road, however, continued a long line of people fleeing, people with severe injuries.
その人たちは髪はちりぢりで顔は大きく腫れて血を流しています。着物が焼け焦げて半分裸なんです。
Their hair was frizzled, their faces severely swollen, and they were bleeding. They were half naked.
やけどした皮膚が肩からめくれて爪の先にぶら下がったボロ切れのようにしてそろりそろりと歩いている姿は私はお化けを見るようで自分と同じ人間とは思いませんでした。
Their skin peeled away from burns on their shoulders and arms and hung down from their fingertips like old rags. They walked with their hands out in front of them, and I couldn't think they were the same human beings as me.
長く歩いてようやく市内に入りました。市内には至るところに死体がいっぱい転がっていて足の踏み場がないところがありました。
We walked for a long time, and at last we entered into the city. In the city, the roads were so full of corpses that there was no place to step.
激しい爆風に飛ばされて強い熱線を浴びた人間の体は 大きく膨らんで2倍にも3倍になっています。
The bodies which were blown by a violent blast and exposed to strong heat rays had swollen to double or triple their size, and it was impossible to tell if they were man or woman.
仰向けに転がった死体からは目玉がゼリーのように流れてています。下が真っ黒い下になって、隅になっています。お腹から内臓が流れて、それが卵焼きのような黄色をしていました。もう怖くて怖くて見なければ死体を踏むので見なければいけないし、見れば怖いし、もう泣きながらそんなとこ歩きました。またいだりつまずいたりして歩きました。
Their eyeballs were flowing down like jelly. Their tongues become like a charcoal. Their organs were hanging out of their ripe bellies and were the color of a fried egg. It was very scary, but we had to go on. We had to continue stepping. But it was very scary, so we cried. I cried, but continued to go on.
瓦礫の道を歩いていると、遠くに姉の勤める赤十字病院が見ました。たどり着いた病院も大変なことになっていました。
After a long time walking along the road through the rubble, we finally reached Hiroshima Red Cross Hospital, where my second eldest sister worked as a nurse.
たくさんの血まみれの人が、廊下も部屋もコンクリートのいっぱい転がされて、痛いよ、痛いよ、苦しいよ、助けて、お母さん、みんな泣きわめいてのたうち回っておりました。足がすくむようでした。
The hospital was also like hell. People covered in blood, writhing and crying out. It hurts, help me, give me water. It was like a hell and we were very much scared.
母が姉の名前を言いましたら、姉は二の島へ助けられて運ばれたと教えてくださいました。どうした状態か聞くことできません。すごく次から次へ怪我人が運び込まれるんです。私たちは邪魔になるので病院の外に出ました。
But fortunately, we were told by one nurse that my second oldest sister had been saved and taken to the hospital in Ninoshima Island, and she was all right. We wanted to ask some other information, but they were too busy, so we couldn't ask anything because the patients or the injured person, one by one after another, was taken to the hospital. So we wanted to avoid to say anything, and we went out.
病院の外に出て私はまたハッとしました。玄関の横の悪い花壇に私と同じぐらいの少年の死体が材木のように積み重ねてあるんです。ショック受けて近寄ってみました。あどけない顔をして死んでいました。
And then when we were outside, I was frightened. The dead bodies of junior high school students, like my age, had been piled in a round flower beds. I was shocked. Maybe then they had been conducted the building demolition work. They were very pretty 12 or 13 years old boys.
別の姉を探すためにまた別の橋を渡りました。橋の上から川を見ると死体がいっぱい浮かんでいるんです。上を向いたり横に向いたりしながら波にポカリポカリ浮かんでいました。
We crossed the bridge again to look for the other sister. From the bridge, tremendous amount of bodies were floating over the river surface on the high tide.
6日の日、炎に追われて川に降りて死んだ人たちは引き潮で海に流されました。でも満潮になるとみんな川に戻ってくるんです。また次の日も海に流され、死体は東部の間、川と海を行ったり来たりしました。
The most people who were struck by the flame and dived into the river died in vain on that day. Their bodies were washed away by the ebb tide, then pushed back from the sea on the high tide. For a while, next day and for a while, the bodies went go and back and go and back.
これは6日の日の広島の写真です。煙が出ているところは広島市内です。川のこちら側は爆風で家は壊れていましたが、火事が起きていませんでした。川が防火になったんですね。
Please look at this picture. This is the Hiroshima city on that day. The central city was on fire. However, the river had worked as a fire break, and another side was safe or escaped.
姉の家も壊れていましたが焼けていませんでした。姉も赤ちゃんも生きてたので母が泣いて喜びました。
My sister's house was broken, but they were alive. My sister and her baby was okay. My mother rejoiced and cried.
帰り道広い町には死体がいっぱい転がしていました。
On the way back, there were a lot of bodies lying around the city.
爆心地近くになると電車がたくさん軌道を外れています。何気なく一台の電車を見ますと何か黒いものがぶら下がっている。何かとよく見るとそれは人間の腕が体からもげて黒い墨の棒になってぶら下がっているんです。私はぎょっとしました。
In the area close to the hypocenter, many charred streetcars had derailed. I happened to look up. I saw black things hanging down in the car. When I looked more closely, I found it were charred arms. Those arms were still holding onto the straps, but had become the sticks of coal. I was frightened.
今度は福屋デパートまで歩いて帰りました。8階建てのビルはコンクリートの外壁だけ残して中は真っ黒に焼けておりました。
When we reached Fukuya department store, the inside of the 8th floor building was burnt black, with only the external flames remaining.
それでもその建物の周りには死体や怪我をした人がずらーっと並べられていました。
Many injured people and dead bodies were lying on the nearby road.
建物の片側には息絶え絶えの兵隊がたくさんうずくまって倒れていました。死んだ人もいました。
There are many people lying. Some are still alive and some are already dead.
私はいつまでも不思議でした。今まで血まみれの人ばっかり見たのに、この人たちは血を流していません。服も焼けていません。それなのに顔は真っ青で、もう息が絶え絶えなんです。
There were also many soldiers crouching down there. Although they did not have any burns nor injuries, their faces were deadly pale, and I had always been wondering it.
あれは放射線のせいだったんだろうと今頃になって分かりました。
Long time after, however, I learned that it was due to radiation.
放射能には色もありません。形もありません。匂いもありません。でもそれを一旦体に浴びると体の奥深く浸透して染色体や造血機能やいろんなもの内臓を侵してしまいます。人間は生きていくことができません。
Radiation has no color, no shape, no odor, but once we expose it, it penetrates deep into the body, destroying the chromosomes and blood functions, our intestines. Thus, humans cannot live further.
私は一日中残酷な人を見たので心が麻痺してしまって昼からもう誰を見ても何とも感じなくなりました。福屋から家にどうして帰ったかも記憶がありません。
I had seen so many cruel deaths and injuries for all day that my heart was paralyzed and I didn't feel anything after that.
でも家に帰ってからのことはよく覚えています。
I lost my memory of what happened after
電
Fukuya
灯が一つ
department
しかないもん
store.
ですから、暗い部屋に行くと死体がいっぱい転がっているように錯覚して夜の闇に怯えました。
But I remember well what happened after we came home in the countryside. For a while, I was scared of the darkness of the night, since there was only one lamp. When I went to other rooms, I had the illusion that many corpses were lying there.
日課ベリーと仲良しだったお友達のふんこちゃんが探し出されて帰ってきました。
Fumiko, a girl in my neighbor, my friend, who was found 3 days after, came back.
全身にガラスが刺さっているんですが、帰ってきても医者もありません。薬もありません。熱が高くても氷もありません。彼女は熱が高いのにみんなを集めてお別れを言って亡くなりました。
All over her body was pierced with pieces of broken glass and covered with blood. At the time, there was no doctor, no medicine, no water, no ice cubes. Although she had a high fever, she managed to say goodbye for everyone and passed away.
すみっこの姉さんが赤ちゃんを連れて帰ってきました。赤ちゃんも野宿したり、ミルクが足りないので病気になっていて、横に寝かせることができません。姉がずっと夜も日の抱っこしていましたが、姉の膝の上で4、5日して亡くなりました。
My eldest sister, Sumiko, came home with her baby. The baby was undernourished because of no food, not enough food, no milk, and weakened because she couldn't breathe well when lying on the football mattress. My sister always held her in her arms, but sadly, she died in her mother 4 or 5 days after.
その頃から姉の髪の毛が抜け始めたり、歯茎から血が出たりするようになりました。私も手や足、顔、湿疹がたくさん出て、長いこと苦しみました。
Since around then, my sister's hair began to fall out and bleeding started from her gums. I had a rash all over my body and it annoyed me for a long time.
あの頃、家の近くにはたくさん親戚の人や知り合いの人が被爆して身を寄せていました。学校にもたくさん収容されていました。その人たちが毎日誰かが死ぬので毎日死体を焼く煙が立っていました。
In my neighborhood, many people suffered from the A bomb came and started living relying on their relatives and acquaintances. In the school, there are many people all lived together. And someone died day after day, and the bodies were cremated outside, and we saw a lot of smokes every day.
たった一発の原子爆弾で8月から12月までに14万人の人たちが亡くなりました。
By only one single bomb, by December 1945, about 140,000 people had died.
あれから75年経ちました。私は子供たちに戦争で亡くなったお友達のことを伝えています。
75 years passed since then. Now I have been talking to students who visit a peace memorial park about my friends who were killed by the war.
あの頃はお腹いっぱいご飯を食べられませんでした。果物もお菓子もありません。何にも楽しいことがないのに、一生懸命お国のためだと言って働いて死んでいった10代の子供たちがいたことを今の子供たちに知ってほしいと思います。
At that time, we couldn't eat sufficiently at all. We were always hungry. No sweets, no fruits available. I want to let them know that there were many friends who died while working hard for the country without feeling any joy.
母さん、お腹いっぱいご飯が食べたい。
Mom, I want to eat sufficiently.
母さん、本が読みたい。
I want to read a book.
友達と遊びたい。
I want to play with my
お勉強もいっ
friends.
ぱいしたい。
I want to study.
お母さんに会いたいよ。
I want to see you, Mom.
少年たちの声が聞こえてくるような気がします。
I can still hear their voice.
この写真はあの日、やはり家を壊していて、1学年321人が全員亡くなった広島県第二中学の生徒の遺影です。
This is a portrait of a student of Hiroshima Second Junior High who died during building demolition on that day.
写真は何にも言いませんが、じっと見ていたら伝えてくるんです。
All 321 boys of the 7th grade died at once. The
僕たちには
portrait says nothing, but it appeals to us.
僕たちにはたくさんの夢がありました。たくさん希望がありました。でも、それを何一つ果たすことなく、わずか12、13歳で一種の光線で知りました。
We had a lot of dreams, we had a lot of hope, but without fulfilling any of them, we were killed at the age of 12 or 13 by a single bomb.
戦争さえなかったら、原爆にさえ合わなかったら、僕たちにも素晴らしい人生があったはずです。
If it were not for the war, if it were not for the atomic bomb, we would have had a long and a wonderful life.
お話が変わります。9年前、東日本に大震災がありました。そして、あれからの日本は、度重なる地震や洪水や火山の爆発やと自然災害で苦しんでおります。
9 years ago, a terrible earthquake struck eastern Japan. Even after that, Japan has been suffered from repeated natural disasters such as earthquake, volcanic eruptions, and floods.
でも、自然災害には人間の力で防ぐことができません。
Natural disasters cannot be handled by human power.
核兵器はこの人間の手で作ります。この人間の手で使います。この人間の手で終わりにできるはずです。世界中の英知を集めて、よく話し合って、連帯してこの問題を解決してほしいと私は強く願います。
However, nuclear weapons were made by humans and used by humans. Thus, it should be possible to eliminate them by human hands. I strongly hope that people all over the world gather their wisdom, discuss seriously, and work together to solve this problem.
最初にお話ししましたように、10年前、ミズリーに招かれて行きました。ミズリー州立大学へ行きました。
As I said at the first time, 10 years ago, I had an opportunity to go to the United States and visited the University of Central Missouri.
トルーマン大統領の出身地でお話が聞いていただけるだろうかと、ものすごく不安でした。
At first, I was worried if people in the homeland of President Truman would listen to my talk.
でも若い人たちは一生懸命聞いてくれて、原爆のことは知りませんでした。許してください。家に帰ってちゃんと伝えます。これから核のことも勉強します。お話を聞いて人生のこと考えが変わりました。みんな率直に意見を言ってくれました。
Actually, however, young people listened my talk ardently. Some gave me their candid opinion, like, I didn't know about Hiroshima. Please forgive me. I will tell my friends about this. I'd like to study nuclear weapons. I have changed my view for our life.
私は言葉には人の心を動かす力がある。言葉の力を信じて大切なことを若い人にしっかり伝えなければいけない。核兵器廃絶のことも原爆の恐ろしさもしっかり伝えなければいけないと心から思いました。
I believe words have power to move the heart of people. Thus, we must believe in the power of words and must pass on the horror of the atomic bomb and the importance of abolition of nuclear weapons to the next generation.
原爆によって75年間草が生えないと言われた広島が見事に復興しました。
Hiroshima, which has said to have no plant for 75 years due to radiation, has been beautifully reconstructed.
たくさんの人が住んでいた中島地区も平和公園としてよみがえり、核兵器廃絶と平和の願いを世界中に発信しています。
The Nakajima district, where many people lived, has also been revived as a peace memorial park. I will continue to send my wishes for nuclear abolition and peace to the world.
世界ではテロや戦争が収まらず、北朝鮮の核開発などがあって、私たちの願いより反対の方向に物事が動いていくような気がしますが、希望を失ってはいけないと思います。
However, the world looks to be going to the opposite direction, such as North Korea's nuclear development and so on. I believe even a small voice for abolition of nuclear weapons and a prayer for peace will become great power if we gather a lot.
たとえ小さな平和への願いも、核兵器廃絶の声もたくさん集まれば大きな力になると信じて希望を持ちたいと思います。
By believing so, we humans should not lose our hope.
原子爆弾は一瞬で街を根こそぎ破壊してたくさんの人の命を奪います。
The atomic bomb instantly and totally destroys a city, killing a large number of innocent people.
今の核兵器は広島や長崎に使われたものよりも数百倍の力があると言います。誰かが間違ってボタンを押したら人類は滅びてしまいます。
Today's nuclear weapons are said to be hundreds of times more powerful than those used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If someone accidentally presses a button, human beings will perish.
どうか皆さん、武力を使わないで、話し合いや外交で世界平和保たれますように力を尽くしていただきたいと思います。そしてそのことを次の世代の人たちも伝えていただきたいと思います。
Please appeal to people around you and your next generation so that they will start their actions to maintain world peace through discussions and diplomacy without using force.
私は今日セントルイスの方々にお話を聞いていただいて大変嬉しく光栄に思っております。長い間話を聞いていただいてありがとうございました。ノーモア広島、ノーモア長崎、ノーモアウォー。Thank you very much.
Today I was very glad because you ardently listened to my story, the people in the St. Louis. Thank you very much for your kind listening. Lastly, I would like to finish my talk by saying, no more Hiroshima, no more Nagasaki, no more wars. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Thank you to our speaker, Kiyomi Kono, and to Hitomi Sato for providing interpretation. That was moving testimony. We're just starting to get some questions. One question is, how far was the reach of the bomb's secondhand effects? I lived in Okinawa for a short time in my childhood. If I had lived there during the attack or on the north side of Japan, would I know anything had happened if the newspapers had not told me?
なんですけれども、広島の原爆の被害はどれぐらい日本中に広がったんでしょうか。北の方は原爆の被害、放射線の被害ですね、はいかなかったと思うんですけれども、どれぐらい放射線の被害がありましたか。
広島市内とその近辺の近郊の村、黒い雨が降ったりして、ですけれども、ちょうどあの時、台風が枕崎台風が 来たから、割となんかいろんなものを洗い流してくれたって言いますね。
I said that the influence by the radiation was toward the city, Hiroshima city area, and some suburbs. And because we had a so-called black rain, ashes rain, the radioactive materials included in that rain. And several hours later, some people around the city received that black rain. But I remember the big typhoon hit Hiroshima. It was 3 weeks after, and it is said that big typhoon washed away the radiation.
Thank you. Another question. Do you ever meet other survivors in the Hiroshima area?
広島の他に、広島市の他に、
周りの都市は
うん
たくさんやっぱり出入り、軸心を探して行ったりして、
はいはい、
たくさんの人が出入りする。やっぱり信号だけじゃなかった。
Actually, not only the Hiroshima people, but also other people or surrounding the area or from far away place. Many people enter the city to search for the relatives or to save the injured people. So I think those people are also affected.
私たちは10年ぐらい放射のことを知りませんでした。ちょうどGHQ の現状統制がしたプレスコードが敷かれていて、原爆のことは新聞も雑誌も写真も何にも知らないから原爆のことは怖いこと知らないのでみんな広島へ平気で出ていました。そして何にも悪くないのに帰って亡くなる方がたくさんありました。私たちは広島へ行ってあれは毒ガスをするためだと思っていました。放射能のことが分かったのは10年ぐらい経ってビキニ沖の水爆実験、アメリカの水爆実験で日本のマグロ漁船が被爆されたのでようやく放射能のことが勉強するようになったんです。
For 10 years, I would say, we didn't know about the atomic bomb or radiation because the GHQ had forced the press code, so-called press code. So no reporting available for us, no newspaper article, no pictures about the atomic bomb. So we didn't know that is very scary thing. That's why many people enter the city and some of them died or some of them become sick after that, very mysteriously. And we believed that Hiroshima was covered with the poisons gas. For like this for 10 years, we didn't know about the radiation. And at last, 10 years after, by the hydrogen bomb test in the Pacific Ocean, in the Bikini Atoll, there was a hydrogen bomb test accident and one Japanese people died. After that accident happened, we at first knew about the radiation or the atomic bomb.
でも原爆には直接被害と交渉害が出るんですね。その直接被害した人はもう1ヶ月以内に死んだりすぐ死にましたけど5年経ったり10年経ったりして白血病になったりがんになる人がたくさんいます。今でも全国にそういう人たちが散らばっていると思います。計り知れません、被害は。
I want to say the atomic bomb radiation brought us the direct, the acute symptoms on that day or next day or several days. But it also had residual influence or that it continued for a long time. And for example, 5 years, 10 years later, they suddenly become cancers or leukemia like that. So we don't know exactly what happened, how much was the effect of the atomic bomb or radiation at all.
Jamie,
Yes.
next question.
Yes. In recent years, North Korea has test-fired missiles over the Chugoku region. What are your thoughts on missile defense and the self-defense forces of Japan?
最近ですね、北朝鮮が核ミサイルの実験で日本を越えて海の方にミサイルを発射したりして恐ろしい怖いことが起こりましたけれども、そういうことに関して日本の防衛ですね、その飛んでくるミサイルに対する防衛力とか日本の軍備についてどのように思われますか？
あれなんですけど、新潟と、これ、なんとか、迎撃する機会はな。
はい。はい。迎撃ミサイルを準備してましたね。
でも、アメリカからなんて言うんですよ、なんとかジョイって言うんですよね。あれは。名前が言えない。迎撃用の、機械を何億か出して買ったんですよね。でも、それは、あまり効果がないとか、いろいろ反対があって、今、本当にどうなるでしょうかと思うほど、防御する力があるのかないか、私よくわかりませんけれども。
To tell the truth, I don't know well about this defense power of Japanese military, I mean self-defense force. I heard that against the the missile test by the North Korea, Japanese self-defense force hired or have some kind of intercepting missile against the missile by the North Korea. I heard such kind of news, and somebody says it's not appropriate and opposed this kind of missile. And I'm wondering what will happen next, and I'm worrying about the situation coming.
でも、今の核弾頭を何百発もどっかへ撃ったらまた撃ち返してくるでしょ。もう私はおしまい、核を使ったらおしまいだと思います。
But this is my opinion. If some country use the nuclear weapons, missile launch nuclear weapons, and the other country will launch back the nuclear weapons, and if this kind of thing happens, our Earth will be destroyed, and I totally against this kind of situation.
河野さん、次の質問。Next question.
Yes, this will be our last question. It's, do you feel we're in a better place for peace now than when the bombs were dropped? Is the world getting better?
Are you asking that Kono-san is thinking the world is becoming better world?
Yeah, maybe more peaceful or less peaceful.
はい、あの頃に比べてですね、現在の世界の情勢は世界は平和になっていると思いますか？それともあの頃に比べて平和じゃないと思いますか？
今は非常に複雑になって、もうコロナのパンデミックだけでも戦争なんかしなくていいのに、いろいろと複雑極まりないので、あの頃はまだなんか復興することに一生懸命でしたから、今の時代の方が不透明で不安で、どうなるだろうか、一寸先がわからないような気がします。
I would say that today's world is very complex. there are so many things happening, and I think that only the coronavirus pandemic is enough, but there are many other worrying things is happening and complex. And I say that today's world is very unclear, unstable, and we cannot see anything, only the next minute, next day.
Thank you for taking the time to present for us and to answer some questions. If we weren't able to get to your question, I do apologize for that. I think, let me share. So thanks to everyone for tuning in today. Thank you again to Kiyomi Kono for speaking. When you leave the webinar, your browser should open a short survey. Your feedback is important, so if you have time, we'd appreciate it if you would take that survey. We're doing a lot of these online programs. Our next one, we have 2 tomorrow. Those are up on your screen. And if you're curious about any others, you can find them at mohistory.org/events. We also post on Facebook and other social media regularly. So thank you for everyone tuning in, and see you next time.